How do you grade all the big shots?
AJ Preller, he's been doing this for a decade now since he got here. Here's a stat for you. And it took me a while to dig this up last night. Under his guidance as general manager of the Padres and head of baseball operations, the Padres' record is 668 and 766.
Wow.
They're 98 games under 500 in a decade under AJ Preller. That's with all the free agent signings, all the trades, all the international signings, all the high draft picks. They're 98 games under 500. And by the way, if you look to the right, they don't really have anything at El Paso, nor do they have at Double-A San Antonio that you think's going to push them over the top. I give him a letter grade of C. He has traded away the farm system twice in a 10-year window. And where are we? 37 and 41 and fighting for our playoff lives 10 years in to his blueprint. He's been given carte blanche. The owner has let him do everything financially he has wished to do. My gripe, he's overpaid for everybody. Hell, our executive producer, Nona, the black Labrador retriever, could sign players if the dog had a free checking account. And that's what AJ Preller has. You can go get anybody internationally if you're willing to grossly overpay. I'll give you a prime example. The three biggest investments he made in the draft and in international free agency are Adrian Morion. That cost him $22 million. He's hardly gotten anything accomplished because the kid is always hurt. Jorge Oña, Cuban outfielder, is at Double-A in Scufflin. That was a $14 million investment. He's borne no fruit at all. And Cal Quantrill out of Stanford, $14 million investment to keep other people away from him. Got him, brought him here, pitched okay, traded him away. He's one of the frontline guys in Cleveland. That's the kind of investments that Preller has made that have not panned out. And that does not include Matt Kemp, Justin Upton, Melvin Upton, Hector Olivera. I mean, the amount of money he has burned through with gambles, mistakes, or paying people to take this guy off my hands. To me, it is just absolutely staggering. And this all comes into the equation. So I'm sorry. Rockstar GM, one-hit wonder. I don't even know if that even fits any longer. And I think the other piece of the equation, in a 10-year window, John, we've had about 2.5 months of really electric baseball a year ago and then beating the Dodgers in the playoffs. That's the extent of 10 years of AJ Preller's leadership. 10 years, and we've had 2.5 to 3 months of wow baseball. So much expectation, so much failure or disappointment, at least this season. So based on his composite record, almost 100 games under 500, and the fact they got to the playoffs and they did beat the Dodgers, but that was the extent of what 10 years of investment is. I give him a letter grade of C. I don't know if that's too harsh. That's my opinion. I've never called in all the years I've been doing sports talk radio through good teams and bad teams and all that. I've never called for anybody's firing. But I'm just saying the word accountability has to come front and center as it relates to that general manager. And I like him. I've had a good relationship with him. But at the end of the day, scoreboard does not lie. Go ahead, your response.
See, I think Preller gets too much heat. I mean, compare what life was like as a Padre fan before AJ Preller was here. We had Chris DeNorfia. We had all these like 4A guys that no one really went to Petco. There was no sense of excitement at Petco. Since Preller's been here, the dude has built the farm. Like you say, he's traded away the farm system twice, but he's built it twice.
But you could sign anybody if you're willing to go over the checking account limit, and he always does.
Yeah, but you still, even within the draft, you still have a salary cap. You got to manipulate within that framework, and he consistently gets guys like good talent at 3rd, 4th, 5th round. So I mean, there's a lot to criticize here with this program, but to me, Preller went out. I mean, every time he makes these deals, we're all going, "Oh, this is great. We got Juan Soto." The trade for Tatis was was fantastic. Obviously, everybody was saying, "Pay the man" when he signed Machado twice. Pay the man when he signed Musgrove. So when he makes these deals, everyone's on board. But then they don't perform, and then everyone kind of has buyer's remorse. So to me, I think there are a collection of trades that haven't gone his way. The Austin Nola trade was awful, but there have been more good ones than bad ones. And overall, I would much rather be where we are in 2023 than where we were in 2013.
Regardless of that, and part of what you say is true, but part of what you say is the byproduct of who owned the club before. I mean, John Moores turned the faucet off after they got to the World Series, and he elected to get rid of the club. And prior to that, we had Tom Werner and the terrible group of 15. The only word they understood was fire sale. So,
Yeah.
So you have this general manager. Kevin Towers did a good job for the window that he was here, through all the adversity that he had to deal with, owners coming and going and budget cuts and all that junk. So now you're not going to hold Preller responsible. But geez, John, they're 100 games below 500 in his 10-year run, and he's done it his way. And where are we? Almost 100 games below 500. Okay, I'm not going to argue with you. You're entitled to your opinion. You're wrong. That's okay. Don't argue with a talk show host. Okay, so I give Preller a C. What letter grade are you giving him?
I'm going to give him a B.
Okay, on we go. Next question.